And in the query, we want to go to the end of it. All right, and I'm just gonna make a new line, and we want to use order space by, and then the name of the field that we want to order it by. In this case will be posts dot title. All right. So we're ordering these, the posts, right now. All right. Now you can also specify if you want it descending or ascending. All right. So we want to have it descending. All right. So now our last post will always be up top, and we want to do the same with the categories as well. Okay. So select all from categories. Order by name, and we want it descending. Alright, so really all we have left to do now is update. Alright, so we want to be able to update a post and save it, which will be basically the same exact functionality as the add post. Okay, so let's go to edit post. Do I have it open? Alright, so I'm going to grab the same code from add post where we check for if the submit button was clicked. Alright, I'm going to just get all of that. Alright, and then I'm going to create a new PHP block for this. You don't have to, but I just like to have basically each PHP block will have the same relative functionality. Okay, so if it's submitted, we're going to get the variables just like we did with the add post. We're going to do a check on them, and then if all the fields are filled out correctly, we want to run a query, but we don't want insert into posts. We want to change this. I'm just going to delete all that. Alright, so we want to say update posts. Let's see, update posts, and then we want to set we want to set title is going to be equal to title. So let me just put this on a new line. Okay. Title, what else we got? Body. Category. Author. And tags. And we also want to throw in a where clause because we need to tell it which post to update. So I'm going to say where posts. Actually, we don't need that. We can just say where ID is equal to ID. Okay, so we're going to change this insert row to update, and we want to change the method name to update as well. Okay, save that. Alright, so let's try that out. Okay, so test post, let's change the title to test post new. Submit. Alright, so we're getting undefined index ID. Alright, I'm not exactly sure. Edit post on line 3. Okay, so on line 3, we're just getting the get ID. Alright, so I think when we're submitting it, the ID is removed from the URL. So what we need to do is go down to the form and let's add that on to the action value. Okay, so we're going to say ID equals concatenate on the ID. Action. Oh, actually we need to just open up a PHP block right here. Alright, so let's get rid of this. And then right here, we'll say PHP echo ID, which is coming from here. Alright, so let's try that again. Okay, so test post new, submit, record updated. And then you can see, you can't see, it's not here. Record updated. Let's check our database. Okay, so we want the post table. Test post new. Oh, category 0. Alright, so I know why that happened. Where our option for a category, we don't have a value. Okay, so we got to put a value in here, which is going to be the ID of the category. So echo, we want to echo row ID. Alright, so that should give us a value now. I'm going to manually change this in the PHP My Admin just so it shows up. Alright, so you can see that it did change, it's just the category wasn't added. So let's change it again. We'll change it back to test post test. Alright, and we'll even change the category to tutorials. Okay, submit, record updated, test post test, category tutorials. Alright, so that's working beautiful. Now we get to do the same thing with the category. So we want to go to edit, edit category inside of our admin folder. Okay, and let me just copy the code from edit post. Okay, so we just want to get this post block. Paste that in. Okay, so if post submit, the only value we need to get is name, and we're going to get the ID from the get array. Okay, so name, and we can get rid of all these other ones, and we're just going to check for the name. Okay, so if name is equal to nothing, we'll get an error. Okay, so here we're going to say update categories, and we're going to set name to name. Oh. Alright, and we can get rid of these. Get rid of that comma. Okay, where ID equals ID is fine. Update row, fine. Alright, so let's try that. Let's change the test category to test category 2. Undefined index. Alright, so it looks like, let's see, name is name. Oh, same thing. We need to add it to the action URL. We need to add the ID. So ID equals PHP echo ID, and that should be good. Test category 2, submit. Okay, still we're in edit category, and we're submitting the form to edit category .php ID equals ID. Oh, okay, I think we just need to reload. Alright, so test category 2, submit, record updated. Alright, cool. So now all we have left is to delete. We want to be able to delete records. Okay, so we'll start with the post. Okay, so we want to be able to click this and have it delete. And this should be really easy. Okay, so inside of edit post, we have an input with the name delete. So we're going to check for that just like we check for submit. So I'm just going to copy that. Okay, so if is set post delete, all right, then call delete method. We'll say, actually, we're going to create the query first. So query equals, this is going to be really easy. We're just going to say delete. We want to do delete from posts where ID is equal to, and then we'll concatenate on ID. Alright, and then we just basically want to do the same thing here, except we'll call this delete row, and that's going to be the delete method. Alright, and again, the delete method is going to do the same thing. It's going to call the query, and then it's going to redirect us with a message. Alright, so let's reload this and click delete. Record deleted. You can see it's no longer there. Alright, so that's working good. Next, we just need to do the category. Okay, so let's just copy this block and paste it in. Okay, delete from, we want to change this to categories, where ID equals ID, and that should be it. We'll go to our test category, delete, and it's deleted. So now we have a fully functional admin area where we can easily add posts, delete posts, add categories, delete categories. Alright, and we can visit. Looks like I have my link wrong in the admin header file. So visit blog. Oh, I have two colons here, so let's get rid of one of those. Okay, visit blog takes us to the front end. And just to test that we can add a post and it shows up. New post. This is a post. Tags. Okay, so we'll submit. There's our new post in the back end and the front end. Also our new post. One more thing, I just want to make it so our new posts show up at the top, which is very simple. We just need to add an order clause. So on index, I'm sorry, we want the front end index. I'm going to close all of these because we're all done with the admin stuff. Okay, so inside of the front end index, we're just going to add on to this query, say order by, we want to do ID, and we want that to be descending. Okay, so now our post is at the top, and we can do the same thing to the posts.php file as well. So let's open that up. and order by ID descending. Okay, and we'll also do it up here. Order by ID descending. Alright, so that's it. Our front end and back end is complete. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next project.